This is your video orientation to LJS 242 from the Schoenberg Collection and the Kislak Center, University of Pennsylvania Libraries. This little book is a 15th century Latin grammar written by Guillaume Tardif, who lived in Paris in the 15th century. He actually wrote it in 1470. And the way we know this is because he actually signed he indicated this in two places. So at the end of his preface here on one verso, he says that he's writing in Paris in 1470. And then again, at the very end of this, he signs it, and he actually signs it. This is quite interesting. He has written the entire manuscript in this humanistic script, so like a very standard book script. But then he signs it, and you can see in a very different script and even with different ink, but there's his signature right here. So there is our author. So this is a nice little manuscript. It's quite short. It's only 20 folios, but it's written on parchment that's quite nice. It feels really nice, and it's a nice color. And it is there's not too much of a difference between the hair side and the flesh side. So this is the flesh side, I can tell, because it's got that peachy feel that I like so much. And then the flesh side is a little smoother. As I said, it is written in a humanistic script, very regular, but it's got these lovely illuminated initials sort of all over the place, larger ones and then also smaller ones. So the text starts out with a sort of introduction, and then it moves into these sort of tables here, conjugation tables going through. And then after the conjugation tables, which, by the way, the conjugation tables themselves have these little illuminated initials, which is interesting. And then it moves on to a sort of summary here. When I read the description of this book, I expected it to be a lot messier than this. The illuminated initials surprised me, and the quality of the whole thing actually surprised me, because if you told me that this was a guy who wrote a Latin grammar, I would think it's a student who's sort of writing it for his own use, but clearly that's not what's going on here. So this is it's just a lovely little book. So if you'd like to know more about LJS 242, you can visit Penn in Hand, where there are high-resolution digital images of every page, a complete facsimile of the manuscript, and a description. And this has been your video orientation to LJS 242.